Another Wednesday night and another night of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League right here on the LI Sports Network. Joined alongside Paul Trentini, I'm Brady Campbell. Happy New Year! I know we had a few games, but it's my first time back at the rinks here in 2026, and not too much time left in the season here for any division, really. The freshman division has a little bit longer, and that's where we get things started tonight between the KPC Knights and the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. Both these teams last played in the year 2025, and they're both coming off tough losses. Smithtown Hauppauge 9-0 to St. Anthony's last time out. KPC 4-1 against Longwood. This is Smithtown Hauppauge Blue, not to be confused with the other freshman team, Smithtown Hauppauge Red, going at it against KPC. And Smithtown Hauppauge lost 6 in a row after starting 3. They started 3-0 to start the season, and it's been a rough go as of late. They would love nothing more than to turn their season around starting tonight. Meanwhile, for KPC, they've lost 4 straight. They've gone 5 straight games without a win. They've had a tie prior to their 4 straight losses. So both of these teams pretty much as hungry as you can get for a victory. Warm-ups just concluding here. We'll take a brief timeout. When we come back, first of 3 matchups here on the North Rink on the LI Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into the Suffolk County High School Hockey League right here on the LI Sports Network. Anthem done. Next up, hockey. Freshman hockey on the way. Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls against the KPC Knights. And we'll take a look at our starting goalies. First for Smithtown Hauppauge, it'll be number 62, James Cookler, to get the start tonight. He's played in 4, started in 4, 7.00 goals against. He's 1-3, looking for win number 2. On the other side will be number 28, Carson Esturo. He's played in 4, started 4 as well. He's got a 3.77 goals against. He's 0-3-1, so Mr. Esturo looking for his first victory on the year as the puck is down and we are underway here on the LI Sports Network. First of 3, our only freshman game here on the North Rink tonight, and the opening draw is controlled by the Knights. Up top, Meza Salma had his shot blocked at the line, and it comes behind the goal, and firing it around will be Jonathan Wetzel, not quite out. Helped out, however, by Jason Schenkels, and Schenkels with the outlet pass. Dominic Schau, welcome to the hockey game as he was knocked down by Joseph Tuazolo. A centering pass went right through the top of the crease as KPC coming out physical here to start the game. Pass all the way across. One-timer just missed. Stella Bockert steps up to hold it in. Taken away by the Bulls, not cleared, however. This is Joseph Schwartz. Schwartz gave it up to Wetzel, just looking for a path out here. Had it knocked off his stick. To the high slot, held in again. Marchese had it knocked away. And finally cleared back out by Smithtown Hauppauge, and a steal by Dominic Schau. This time trying to pull away, but great closing speed there by KPC to cut him off. Stretch pass ahead, and here comes Brian Tucci. Rather, that's Schwartz. Schwartz throws it towards the goal. Saved Cookler. He wanted to cover it. Instead, it's cleared around. Waterman shot to flex high into the netting. And out of play. Well, fast-paced start here. KPC certainly has brought their legs to start the hockey game. A couple of good looks so far early on, but we remain scoreless just over a minute and a half in. It is a defensive zone win here for Smithtown Hauppauge, and a chance to start out with it. It's Connor Scully. A pass could be a turnover here. Takeaway. Tuazolo to the circle. Takes a shot. Did it go? It did. Quick start for KPC. Tuazolo rips it under the bar. It's 1-0. How about this shot? Just some miscommunication on the pass. The defender falls down. Perfect shot by Tuazolo, and KPC exactly the start they were looking for here. Austin Tuazolo gets the party started with his 4th goal of the season. Right back in, though, come the Bulls. Chance to the outside, centering pass into the skates of the intended target that time. At centering try again, knocked around behind the boards. That was Andrew Malone, passed just a bit too behind him off the stick of Scully. Wasilewski holds it in. Gavin Delaney hustling after. It's wrapped around the boards, though, and Gray Hoffman steps up to hold it in. Dylan Haas behind the net. Wasilewski back to Haas in the corner, and the Bulls a good response shift here with some time in the offensive zone, and that one was a little bit tricky for Esturo. He was able to handle it and then fall off that try with the blocker. So after that first 2 minutes was dominated by KPC, a great shift for Smithtown Hauppauge. Delayed penalty coming out of it as well. And the Bulls go to the power play for the first time tonight, just over 3 minutes into the hockey game. See what the call is. It is a roughing against Ryan Schwartz. So after a phenomenal offensive zone shift here, let's see if the Bulls can get things tied up. Here's Wetzel. He just has to fire it off the glass to keep it in. Centering pass deflected off the outside of the cage. And KPC will look to clear. Here's Allstat. And they'll just fire it across ice. Cohen hustling after it. He gets beaten to the puck, however, by Brody Meyer. Meyer banks it ahead to Andrew Michaels. Michaels drops it off. Pass back to him. One-timer. Didn't quite have the angle there. Went off to the corner, and Cohen separated from the puck. Tries a hand pass there, but it's taken away and given right back, though, to KPC. They'll clear. Wetzel under pressure. Allstat strips him of the puck. Brody Allstat ran out of the room, and he's stopped by Kukler. Kind of a similar play to the goal that Tuazolo scored. Allstat, though, with a great stick that time to start that play. Just ran out of room. Back in comes Smithtown Hauppauge, but this play is offside with 49 ticks left on the penalty. Well, you may see next to the KPC bench over there on the glass. That is not the freshman team, all those posters. That is the varsity team in action next against St. Anthony's. Senior night for the KPC Varsity Knights coming up next. Marchese brings it in for the freshman team. Up top, Bacher. Stella Bacher, shot. Hit a body in front to flex down to the corner. Clear towards the line, not quite out. A little bit more time here to work with, though, for Lorenzo Murator. He brings it in. Plays it ahead, backhanded down towards the corner. Bacher first one on it. Under pressure from Petroselli. Moves it quickly. And Scully waiting for a right point. Holds it in. Bacher. Steady presence back there defensively. Keeps him moving. Little give and go. And Bacher has a step potential 2-on-1. Bacher takes it towards the slot. Went to let it go. Great defense there by Scully. Petroselli in to help as well. Knight still still pressuring the Bulls here. Marchese takes it to the corner. All the way around. Looking for options. Bacher, high slot save made. Rebound still loose, and eventually it comes to Scully, and he'll just fire this one ahead. And to a teammate in the form of Christopher Werstein, and he gets it out. Ball coming right back in. Skinner. Skinner a shot. Save made by Kukler. Schenkel's looking to clear. Could not quite get it out. Then it's fired down the ice, intended for Schau. A bit too far out of his reach, however. And an icing. So a crucial kill for the KPC Knights. They stay ahead 1-0. Had a few good chances as the power play was expiring as well for Smithtown. 9:10 left, first period. And face-off here deep in the Smithtown Hauppauge zone. And a clean win there, KPC to Tuazolo. Couldn't quite settle that puck. Had a chance to get a shot away. And instead it's Reed Malazewski right back in. Tried the backhand try from a sharp angle. It went high. Schau takes a bump. Gets it up to the point, though. Schenkel's trying to stick handle in the phone booth there. Had it knocked away and skated out by Jared Waterman. Delayed offside against the Knights. They'll touch up. That gives Brady Pettit, though, some time. And Schau with speed. Schau drag, shoots, just missed high. He had a Sturo go down early. Had some room up top. But a little too tall. Here's Hoffman. Holds it in. And Schwartz. Around the dasher and up to Tuazolo. The lone goal scorer in this game will bank that one in from the wrong side of the red line, and that's icing. Tuazolo's goal unassisted off the Smithtown Hauppauge turnover. Kings Park, though, as we mentioned, both these teams. It's been a little while since they last tasted victory, and they're both hungry to get the W here tonight. as this will not be icing. Allstat will get in after it. Allstat working against Wetzel and wins that puck battle. Tries to center it. Only blue jerseys there, and it's cleared out. This is Trainer. Trainer scored the only goal for KPC. Their last game, a 4-1 loss to Longwood back on December the 15th. Here's Cohen. Wetzel, a good defensive stick. Played out, potential 2-on-1 for the Bulls. Malone, Wasilewski, the pass just out of his reach. He gets to it though, tries to center. It was angled away. Malone again, behind. Wasilewski had hopped his stick, and taking over here is Logan Striga. Hit at the line by Meyer. Keeps the play alive for the Bulls. It's eventually played away though. And Allstat will skate it out. Watched by Malone. Tries to just throw one on goal. It hit Wetzel. And now Meyer had some trouble with it. Cohen tries to center. Shot from a tough angle off the outside of the cage. Allstat tried to catch Kukler napping and played it right off of him as he was sliding to the near post. Cohen gets it in. This is Wetzel. Wetzel from the red line. Refs give him the benefit of the doubt. No icing here. Bockert under pressure. Allstat banks it ahead towards Skinner. Skinner from the right side. Cuts towards the slot. On the backhand save, Kukler. Bulls looking to clear. Another good opportunity for Skinner and KPC. But it remains a 1-0 game. Marchese dancing through the high slot. Tried to drop it to Bockert, cutting. It was played away. Bockert to Marchese. Center point. Nice little spinorama pass down the half wall to Bockert. Banks it around. Marchese again. Very active on this shift. Tries to go up top towards Mezzasalma. Under pressure. Works it free. Takes a shot and scores. How about that shot from Justin Mezzasalma? Makes it a 2-0 lead for KPC with just under 6 minutes left in the first. What a shift this was. Gotta give a lot of credit to Marchese and Bockert as well to keep this play alive, and then a great play by Mezzasalma to get himself free and through traffic. Rips that high glove on Kukler, and it's 2-0 Knights. Delayed offside here against KPC, and we get the whistle. Give Aiden Marchese the assist as well, so Mezzasalma picks up his second goal of the season. And it's a big insurance goal here, still early in the hockey game. Marchese, his first point. You wouldn't know that based on watching that shift, but congratulations to him. First point on the season, just one game played, so makes a little bit of sense when you put it into that context. But here's Bockert back in. Clip skates there with one of the Bulls we play on. Played off the outside of the goal. And Marchese again. Centers in front, and it was angled wide. Strong defense there by the Bulls. Centered in again and covered this time by Kukler. We mentioned, of course, the Bulls starting 3-0 and then losing 6 straight. KPC, we said they lost 4 straight, but they also had a great start to the season. In their first 5 games, they were 3-1-1. In their first 4, they were 3-1 prior to that tie in their 5th game. So they had a great start as well. And then things didn't quite go their way, but certainly going their way here in the first period. Shao, who was welcome to the game early on in this one with a big hit in neutral ice, has the puck here. He's had a couple rushes up the ice for the Bulls that were thwarted by the defense of KPC. This is Wetzel on the backhand. Shankles helps it down the boards, and now Shao, as the Bulls look to respond in the latter stages of period number 1, the steal. And it's cleared to the line and out. And now it's skated in by Jason Carbo. Carbo rips a shot. Wetzel in perfect positioning to get in front of it. All the way around. Schwartz able to hold it in. Ryan Schwartz, watched by Shankles. Great play there by Shankles. Wrestled it away from him, and Springs Malazewski gets the center end, now brings it in, and he was separated from the puck by Tuazolo. Tuazolo looking to clear. That's Joseph Tuazolo, not to be confused with Austin. It's a family affair here, as it often is in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, especially for KPC. Of course, Justin Mezzasalma scored the last goal. Joseph plays for the varsity team. Off of Malone, and here's Jared Waterman. Shankles able to hold it in. Trainer runs out of the room. Shankles takes it from him off the boards. Throws it out to the point for Scully. Connor Scully, high shot, deflected down. It trickles in where it's covered by Asturo. Both starting to dial it up late here with 2:56 left in the period. Trailing by 2. Takeaway. Haas down low, and the pass ripped right through the slot. Comes all the way out to Scully. Holds it in from the high slot. Shot just goes a bit too tall, and Malone down for Haas behind the goal. Catch up to it in the far corner. Steers it behind. Centering pass comes all the way through, and Asturo greeted it. Somehow from that angle, what a pass that was by Wasilewski, and it got all the way through for Malone on that far post, and what a save there by Asturo. Is now, I believe we might get penalties here, as a couple of players were going at it. Give you those penalties in a moment. How about this play, and how about this save? Roughing against Scully, I believe that's the only call. From basically no angle, and then Malone from a tough angle. Put it on goal, and Scully an impressive save. And to the power play goes KPC now. We're ready with a 2-0 lead with just over 2 minutes left in the first period. So they look to take a chokehold on this game. Of course, it's still early, but oh, what a move by Marchese from a tough angle. I believe that one rattled the mask of Cookler, and he kept it out. Bacher, shot from the line, deflects down and wide. Here she is again. Stella Bacher down towards the corner. Allstat. Great passing here. Colin Skinner, high slot, in and out of the glove of Cookler, and backhanded towards the line and out, and a potential shorthanded chance. Running out of steam though, Dylan Foster. And Kings Park Commack takes possession back. Marchese. Perhaps playing for KPC just in the nick of time here. It's definitely rejuvenated this offense. Bacher's shot just missed. 1 minute left in the first. Mezzasalma off his back foot, and that hit Rasek in front and went wide. Centering pass intercepted. To the line, not out. Marchese. Half a minute left on the power play. Marchese with a move, and he scores! Oh, Aiden Marchese. His second point of the night, and it's a beauty. 3-0 KPC. Whoop. Hello, goodbye there on Jonathan Wetzel, and then rips it high glove over Cookler. He's got a goal to go along with the assist. We mentioned his first point earlier, and there's his first goal of the season. In the final minute, could really be a backbreaker there for Smithtown Hauppauge, who certainly had some chances here. Still a long ways to go, though, and this will help them out in icing against the Knights. with 22.5 left on the clock. Face-off win for Smithtown Hauppauge. Errant pass, though, and it comes back out to center. And they have to touch up here. Final 10 seconds. Turnover. Petroselli down low. Tough angle try. Save. Asturo makes one more stop before the horn. And what a period it was for the Kings Park Commack Knights. 3 goals coming from Tuazolo, Mezzasalma, and Marchese. And they'll take the 3-0 lead into period number 2. We'll be right back with the second here momentarily on the LI Sports Network. Suffolk County High School Hockey League on the LI Sports Network. Back with period number 2 in our freshman matchup. Kings Park Commack leading Smithtown Hauppauge Blue 3-0 as the puck is dropped and we're underway in period number 2. Excuse me, and Dominic Schau wasting no time bringing it towards the cage where it's covered by Asturo. Still a long ways to go here, and the Bulls have had their chances. See if they could swing the momentum here in the second. Hammered around towards Waterman. Kept in. Great play that time by Hoffman. Schwartz in after it, as is Schenkels. Comes around towards Schau, tries to go up the boards with it. Great read, though, by Joseph Tuazolo. And he heads up ice. Nearly offside there, but here's Austin Tuazolo on the backhand. Where is it? It does stay out. Close call, however. As looking over his left shoulder was James Cookler. That prompted the ref to escape behind the net and take a closer look. But the Bulls survived that play. From the Tuazolos. And Schwartz knocked down in the corner. We play on, and then another hit. And that one, I believe, is going to get penalized. So Schwartz got knocked down by one of the Bulls, and then in response, Schwartz knocked down, I believe, Meyer. Or perhaps it was Allstat that came in. And looks like Allstat's the one that's going to go. My apologies. It is roughing, and it's a Bulls power play. And an opportunity to get on the board and snatch some of that momentum back. Face-off will be to the right of Asturo, the southpaw goaltender. Held in by Wetzel. Tries to bank it down. It played out nicely for the Bulls towards the slot. but it was cleared away. And Wetzel will have to hustle back on it. Gets there ahead of Cohen. Jonathan Wetzel, plenty of room here as he brings it in, drops it off. Malone with a little move, tried to rip it top shelf from a tough angle. Instead caught the glass, and it's always the dangerous trick there with that shot is if you don't put it on goal, it will likely come all the way back out, and it does. And here's Haas with Wasilewski. Haas cuts back all the way across. Heavy shot, glove save. Estero on the one-timer by Malone. Long cross-ice feed allowed Estero to read it and get over in time. But Malone still has a heavy shot, and what a save that was. He's been locked in here through the first period in 2 minutes or so, and it's cleared back out for Scully halfway through the power play. This is Marchese. Banks it off the boards, and Scully is back on it for Reed Malazewski. Malazewski, nice little seam pass there for Shankles. And Shankles trying to navigate the blue line, but the play's offside. The shell was in a step too soon. .36 seconds left on the all-stat roughing minor. Not much going here on the power play as another turnover. It's banked on towards Skinner. Colin Skinner. Nice little inside-out move, and then left it for a teammate who scores, and it's Marchese again. What a play in the neutral zone by Colin Skinner. Allowed Marchese to take it in all alone. Short-handed goal makes it 4-0. How about that play? And then was able to poke it back towards himself, perhaps a little bit too far, and it worked out as he had Marchese to his right. And he's got his second and third point of the game. Just 15 seconds left on this power play for Smithtown Hauppauge, and it's been anything but so far. And here is Marchese. Overskated it. Delaney will take it and go around the boards towards Michaels, but it ends up in the bench of KPC, and it'll stay in the Smithtown Hauppauge zone. Marchese from Skinner. Colin Skinner's got his 8th point of the season, his 3rd assist. Reminder, coming up next, the KPC varsity team will have their senior night against St. Anthony's as a point shot gets through. Glove save Cookland. And then our final game of the night will be the Pat Med Raiders against Sachem at the varsity level. Shot goes wide through a lot of traffic, but I'm not sure if it hit anyone. Cleared out by the Bulls. This could be icing, and it looks like it will be, as draw will come back towards James Cookler with 11:52 left in the second period. Puck bouncing around and cleared out by the Bulls off the defensive zone faceoff, but Waterman takes it right back and then gave it away. Murator back in. Drops it off, return to him. Has Meyer next to him, but tries to throw it down low at Petroselli by himself there. If he could have turned and got a shot away, but it hopped his stick. And now it's Wetzel under siege here from Skinner. Nice move to turn away from him. And Wetzel goes down. Got it ahead. Just held in at the line by Waterman, though. Marchese centers quickly on goal. Easy save that time for Cookler, and he gets the whistle. Early stages, second period, the lone goal of the period, a shorthanded tally from Eden Marchese, his second of the game, his second consecutive goal is off the faceoff. Brody Meyer had to make sure that one wasn't on goal as he fired it behind his own net. And here's Wetzel. Banked ahead, deflected in by Murator. No icing off the pass from Werstein. And it ends up on goal anyway, where it's forced to be covered by Asturo. Face-off win, not cleanly enough though, and it's banked out towards Tuazolo. This pass intercepted by Scully, who wraps it all the way around. Given away though, and the Bulls take it back. Charge ahead 3-on-2. Now potentially a 3-on-1 here. Scully will take it. Malone to the goal, centering pass, and they score! Great rush up ice by the Bulls, and Malone cashes in. And Smithtown Hauppauge is on the board. Well, the play that time, and Scully just had the speed. He says, I'll take it from here, and perfect patience and pass across there to Malone. Roofs it past Sestero, and the Bulls are on the board. It's back to a 3-goal game, early stages of the second. We'll see how they can feed off of that. Scully. Pass intercepted. Here's Mezzasalma back in. Mezzasalma trying to answer. He's got one already in and out of the glove of Cookler, but he pounced on it to get the whistle. Malone from Wasilewski and Donnarumma. So Malone, he was tied. It was a 4-way tie coming into this game for the team lead in goals with 6. Malone, Shankles, Meliszewski, and Haas. And now for the time being, Malone stands alone there with his 7th. Donnarumma, his 2nd assist of the year, and Wasilewski gets one as well as a chance for KPC. Good left pad save. And it's banked out in the foot race now. Wasilewski got his 4th assist of the season. And that line will go to work again. Great play by Mezzasalma. Mezzasalma under pressure, near giveaway. Bockard will regroup. Schwartz will give and go play, and Stella Bockard in. Takes it wide. Bockard looking for the inside out move. Cohen from the circle turns and shoots, blocked. And the Bulls will get it out. Here's Schau charging in. Dominic Schau takes it wide. And then taken hard into the boards by Schwartz. Bockard turning on Meliszewski, looking for a path out. Up the wall, Shankles gets to it first, spins it towards the goal, but wide. Meliszewski takes a look at the clock. Still plenty of time here in the second. Shankles. Bockard pressing him to the board. Shankles turns, though. Look to get a shot away. Could not. Schau from the circle. Has a man in front. Centers, and they score! Reed Meliszewski left all alone, and here come the Bulls. They just kept pressing, and Schau realizes that Reed's all alone in front. Had to dust it off for a second, but then promptly roofed it past Sestero, and a 4-2 lead now for KPC as the Bulls have scored the last 2 in succession. A little over 2 minutes apart. Here's Marchese. Back in. Trying to answer. He's got 2 already. Centered it right through the high slot. And now Jonathan Wetzel towards Delaney. Missed him though, and Schwartz gets back to it. Nice move by Foster, but his pass intercepted. A ball fell down in the offensive zone, and we'll have to hustle back here as KPC tries to catch them with numbers. Skinner, that was Gavin Delaney, he's back there, but Marchese moved past him. However, it is cleared out. Shankles and Shao get the assist. Shao should get the primary. Shankles, his team leading 5th helper of the season, though, is Marchese back in. Marchese, great defense by Wetzel. And Shao is 4th assist. And behind the play, looks like we have a roughing penalty upcoming, I believe, against Aiden Marchese. And to the power play will go the Smithtown Bulls again. Another roughing call. A lot of roughing calls here in the opening game. Just what the doctor ordered for Smithtown Hauppauge as they have swung the momentum back here and can get within 1 with a power play tally. Up top, Scully shoots. Traffic in front. It just went wide. And aggressively covering it is Esturo. Petroselli parked in front, looking for the deflection. Up the wall, taken by Muratori. He goes down. And it's wrapped around towards Petroselli. Well past the halfway point of the hockey game here, and for a moment it looked like KPC had the potential to run away with it, but not so fast. Petroselli, 2 teammates open, look out, it's in! Oh wow! James Petroselli from the corner. This is an attempted pass. Always the danger as a goalie. Esturo trying to knock the pass away with his stick, and it just hits off his stick the wrong way and into the back of the net. And a power play goal for the Bulls. They're within 1. What a turn of events here in the second. There's 3-0 coming in. This will be icing against Smithtown Hauppauge. 3-0 coming in, and a back-breaking shorthanded goal from Aiden Marchese. It was not looking good for Smithtown Hauppauge, but now they're back within 1. They get a power play goal of their own. Petroselli, Anthony Donnarumma gets his 2nd assist of the game and his 3rd on the season. As the puck comes out, and here come the Bulls again. Malone, nice poke that time by Striga. Under pressure, just able to get it out, but Wasilewski takes the puck. Passed it all the way back to his own goal, and Hoffman, dangerous pass. And it is held in for a moment by Striga. Look out here, he gave it up. Haas 2-on-1 with Malone. Haas, Malone, oh, he's stopped by Esturo, and then the centering pass went right through the crease. What a move by Haas. And then throws one towards the goal, blocked down. Striga without a stick as he got jocked. And it's cleared down the ice. Icing against KPC, who have been knocked back on their heels here in the second period. Two-on-one here. Schwartz hustling back. Haas unsure what to do with it, but a perfect pass to Malone. Couldn't get much on the backhander, and Esturo that time comes up with a big save. Schwartz ahead to Cohen. Cohen down to the corners. It looks like some of the players and family members of the KPC varsity team lining up behind James Cookler's goal. Meanwhile, Malazewski looking for an inside out. Couldn't get through. Meyer at the line. Held it in for a moment. Alstad knocked it away. Brody Alstad trying to pull away. And he's got a breakaway. Alstad, what a goal! Boy, they get back within one. That could have been a tough blow for Smithtown Hauppauge. And James Cookler does his part. 5 minutes left. And right at the line, we get a whistle. I think this is going to be a penalty. Roughing. Malazewski takes exception. On Stella Bockard, who will go off, and she backs down to no bull. But it looks like a power play here, as that's Jason Shankles, and he gets back to his feet, but he's hobbled a bit. Thankfully for him, right in front of his bench, he'll head off. And we certainly hope he's okay. Dangerous play there right into the boards, and out of all that, it is a Smithtown Hauppauge power play. And now they might have numbers down low. Haas from the circle shoots. That caught the glove of Esturo and goes behind. Backhanded out by Skinner. Around it comes for Wasilewski. Plays it on to Malone. Malone, Skinner on the back check, knocked him down. And it comes to Waterman, powers his way in. Jared Waterman. Wasting time, now looking for a centering pass towards Marchese, who was played away. And Haas with time behind his own goal. Brings it out. Throws it across for Scully. Halfway through the power play for Smithtown Hauppauge. Scully's pass picked off by Marchese. Tried to dance through a couple Smithtown Hauppauge bowls and to no avail. And it's cleared back down. Not much happening here on the Bulls power play so far. And Haas going to have to move it quickly here. He's under pressure from Skinner, who centers, and only Smithtown Hauppauge players in the area. Now it's poked ahead, and a collision at the far blue line, but now Wasilewski to the slot, shoots, and Esturo's got it. 32 ticks left on the power play. Best look in the man advantage so far, but the true best look just prior to that was Brody Allstadt's breakaway. Started to lose the handle a bit, just had to get a shot away, and Cookler all over it. Just over 3 minutes left. Here's Hoffman. Hoffman, a little bit of trouble at the line. Helped out by Foster, who will reset in neutral ice. Last rush of the power play intercepted. Joseph Tuazolo, a breakaway. Tuazolo, glove save. 2 breakaways in the last few minutes for KPC, both stopped by James Cookler. Wasn't sure if Tuazolo was going to be able to pull away there, and he went high glove. Cookler was with him the whole way. Final 7 seconds of the power play. It looks like it'll be a big-time kill for KPC. As we are back to 5-a-side, Bockard out of the box. So they still lead 4-3. Here's Muratori back in, though, with just under 3 minutes left in the period. Pettit wraps it down the board. Striga read it, gets it towards the line. Muratori held it in, and did he? Well, the faceoff's going to be right outside the offensive zone. Perhaps I missed a hand pass of some sort, because that puck did not clear the blue line. Perhaps a high stick, either way. Muratori comes right back in. His shot! Esturo made an awkward save, as I believe it deflected out high. Cross ice to Tuazolo, just able to get it out. Wetzel fires it in, and out of his net there. The play behind the goal is Esturo, but it hopped his stick. Cleared down by KPC. Does this have the juice for icing? It does, with exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Tie up at the circle, comes away for the Knights, and here's Allstat. Allstat trying to turn the corner. Schau hustling back. Allstat, though, centers it, kicked away by Kukler, and the rebound comes right back into his crease where he gets the whistle. Boy, oh boy, are we set up for an epic third period. Still time left, though, here in the second. Can either team get a crucial goal, no matter what the next goal in this hockey game is, of course, the most important. Here's Meza-Salma. I think that goes without saying, though. Meza-Salma under pressure from Schau. Moved it to Bakker. Held in by Schenkel. So he'll just throw it down low. Meza-Salma. Watched by Schau, trying to go up the boards with it. It comes to Allstat. Allstat just spins it ahead for Cohen. Cohen trying to chip it around Scully and could not. And then interference of some sort, perhaps roughing again. No elbowing the call. Either way, it's against KPC again. As Meza-Salma just kind of unnecessarily going for the puck there. Hit a bowl up high on his way to it. And Smithtown Hauppauge will have a power play for the remainder of the second. Can they get the game tied? Petroselli, an awkward power play goal, their only man advantage tally so far. Bakker. Helped out. And who's going to play it? It's Schau. Going to work through Marchese. He's just been all over the power play here of Smithtown Hauppauge. Just suffocating forecheck. Final minute of the second. Schau couldn't handle it. Malazewski gave it away at the line. Waterman clears it out. This is Scully. Gets it in, and the Bulls will head for a change. Bakker will just fire it across ice. Poke back out to center. Scully to Malone. Got the scoring started for the Bulls when they were down 4-0 earlier in this period. This is delayed offside. And perhaps one last shorthanded rush for Stella Bakker. Final 10 of the period. She takes it wide, throws it wide. Marchese puts a shoulder into one of the Bulls. That'll run out the clock here on period number 2. 48 seconds of power play time left for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls as they are looking to tie this game up at 4 after being down 4-0 through the middle stages of the hockey game. See if they can get it done. Can KPC hold on? We'll see. We'll be back for the third period in a moment. Just 15 minutes left to decide this one, and boy, a few minutes ago it looked like it was all but decided. 4-0 lead for KPC. Disappeared just like that. Not fully gone. They lead 4-3, but still 40 seconds of power play time left for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls in the third period. Brady Campbell with you alongside Paul Trentini. First of 3 games here on the North Rink. 2 more varsity games after this to close it out. This one at the freshman division level as Waterman shorthanded will throw one wide. It comes all the way through for Michael Wasilewski. Banked down and past Malone. There's a big check there from Marchese. This will not be icing. Waterman up the boards. Malone knocked it down. They'll do it for the power play, but the centering pass played away. Comes out to Meyer. His shot through traffic. Played away and cleared out. They were looking for Skinner. Instead, it's an icing. Well, Carson Esturo going to have to be good. Both goalies are, of course, but Esturo had himself a big lead and then found himself under siege from the middle stages of the second all the way pretty much up until the horn. And he's certainly done his part. Kind of a tough break on that third goal as well, as he blocked the pass and accidentally blocked it into his own net. That has brought the Bulls within one. Schwartz, centering pass, knocked away by Tuazolo. Schwartz. Could be exactly what the Knights needed, that intermission to try and reset and do what they did in the first, which was spend a lot of time in the offensive zone. Instead, though, it comes out to Michaels. 2-on-2, Delaney with him. Michaels throws one wide. Big rebound, Delaney swings it back in front. Intercepted by Striga. Tuazolo now will bank it ahead, and Pettit keeps it moving for Foster. Got bumped by Abrams. And then an errant pass will turn into an icing against the Bulls. A minute and 58 seconds gone. It's not going to get any easier for KPC. Their next game on the 19th will be against Smithtown Hauppauge Red. Same for the Bulls of Smithtown Hauppauge Blue. Their next game the 16th against Longwood, who has had a resurgent year themselves, have the Lions. Win or lose this game, Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls have certainly looked a lot better in it than several of their last few. Out of all their 6 straight losses, only 2 of them have been from a -3 goal differential or less. It started when they matched up against an 0-3 Southampton team that shocked the world a little bit and dominated that game from start to finish. Petroselli puts it in. Bacher goes up the wall with it. And Fand on the clearing attempt did Tuazolo. Now a centering pass. It's off the outside of the cage. It's loose in the crease, and Esturo will find it and get the whistle. 12:03 remaining. First meeting of the season between both these teams. We're at the point where a lot of teams have met at least once, likely only once so far. Playing each other for the second time. Still in the freshman division because it runs the latest. Run into these first-time matchups here in early January. Murator from a tough angle just rips it off the glass. Back to him in the corner. Chop that now behind the goal. Petroselli center. Wetzel. Big left pad save Esturo, and he kicked it out with authority. And then a potential 2-on-1 going the other way, but it's played into the KPC bench. Oh, Jonathan Wetzel was able to walk into that one. But you saw Esturo all the way at the top of his crease, taking no chances. As the Bulls going to work here again. Resecto will clear it out. Here's Marchese with some speed and room. Marchese tried to center. Kukler jammed on goal and kept out. Boy, James Kukler, he was under siege in that first period, but as his team has settled into the game, so is he, and a lot of not so easy stops, several of which against Colin Skinner, and he was able to get post to post there and squeeze as this is delayed offside against KPC. Skinner didn't realize it, and we get the whistle. Charging back in Waterman. Hard around with it, Marchese. Shankles just gives it right back up to Marchese, who's now under pressure. Throws it down to the corner, and Hoffman will get there first. Wraps it around towards Malazewski. Back down to the corner. Rasek there, though. And he's separated from the puck by Pettit. And then the pass comes back out towards the half wall. Ryan Schwartz pinches down to hold it in. And then banked out to a vacant left point, and out Marchese. KPC trying to turn the tide back in their favor. Skinner, look out. Shao read the pass, got a stick on it, but it settled for Marchese. Cleared out. Malazewski gave it up to Skinner. And now Waterman. Up the wall, Shankles ran it, took it away. Shankles to the corner, tries a backhand try. He tried to take it himself and he missed. Malazewski behind, just out of the reach of Shankles. He'll get there. Comes up top, held in by Donnarumma. Shankles at the half wall, trying to dance through a couple defenders. Taken away by Marchese. Goes up to Skinner, and look out, full of the steam. Marchese down the slot. It's under the left pad of Kukler. Boy, oh boy, KPC has had some close calls. Kukler, by the skin of his teeth again, just able to pin that puck between the bottom of his pad and the ice. And keep it there. And keep this a one-goal game as we're under 10 minutes remaining. Trainer. Down the boards. Donnarumma for Haas. Haas under a lot of heavy pressure here. He's able to work it out. Now Wesolewski will wrap it around. Striga and Malone get there. Comes up top. Scully's got to move it. He's under pressure. He's checked hard as it comes back out. Kept the play alive, though. And Bulls will touch up. Schwartz gave it away to Haas. Haas will flip it back in. Wesolewski heads in after it with Trainer. Wesolewski will play it around. Striga up the boards for Austin Tuazzola. Carba on for Schwartz. Schwartz back in. Has a step, but on the back check, Donnarumma was just able to do enough there to separate him from the puck. Carba all the way across. Schwartz, time, room, and that one wouldn't go. Not sure if that got through or not. There's Donnarumma. Tried to get in front to block it. Trainer redlining in. Donnarumma up the boards with just over 8 minutes left, and off the bench, Allstat takes it, throws it in front, kept away. Trainer towards the goal, wide. Delaney, Scully. Puck wouldn't settle for him, so he tries a different route, but here's Schwartz to Trainer. Trainer, high shot. Allstat gets to it in the corner. Tried to get through Scully, could not, as those two got tied up for a moment. Now it's Michaels. Tried to bank it out. Got checked, though. Schwartz kept it alive. As KPC starting to tilt the ice a bit. Halfway through this third period, no goals in the final frame as Delaney blocks the pass, chips it ahead, and allows the Bulls to get some changes here. Striga under pressure and held in by Delaney. Striga again up the boards. Meyer holds it in. Down towards Delaney. Backhands one through the top of the crease. No one home for the Bulls. Michaels tried to center. He had a man parked in front. It comes across. Gavin Delaney point blank denied by Carson Esturo. Delaney again. Oh, he had a man in front. Michaels down. Striga will hammer it around. Meyer holds the line. His shot slowed up towards the slot. And a couple close calls that time as KPC survives and they'll ice the puck. .6:41 left. Pretty much go time here for the Bulls, trailing by 1. Face off to the right of Esturo, and his team wins it. Bachard gathers with Petroselli, and it comes up the boards. Allstat and numbers here for KPC. Allstat drops it off just out of the reach to Azzolo, who will wrap it all the way around. Bachard pinches down towards Allstat, centering pass. Still available at the side, and then Allstat recovers it. Oh, what a save! Somehow that one stayed out. Allstat. Cross ice to Azzolo on the backhand. Kept out. We do have a penalty upcoming, as the puck wasn't quite in the net, but one of the Knights ended up in the net. And I believe that's Wetzel going off. How about this chance? Brody Allstat has had his looks tonight. And Kukler's had a lot of big saves. That one's got to be the biggest. But his team is shorthanded now for the next 2 minutes with 6 minutes remaining. And the goal here from KPC won't quite put it away, but certainly make that hill just that much steeper with not a whole lot of time left. And it is actually Brady Pettit who's in the penalty box for cross-checking. Bachard across, one-timer, flutters in on goal, and shot almost became more difficult than it originally was going to be, but Kukler plays it well. What an opener here on the North Rink. Marchese takes it high, runs out of room, so just throws it down to the corner. Here's Wetzel. Plays it around towards Meyer. Meyer has a chance to clear Fenton on his initial attempt. Didn't get much on the second attempt. Look out, though. A pass to Shaw. He's just offside. He tried to time it up. We'll get another look. Linesmen all over. They think this is the right call. Just a stride ahead of that puck, but you see Stella Bachard hustling back. Had he timed that up, it might have not have been a clear-cut breakaway. So obviously put him in the tough position. What a near disaster for KPC. Halfway through their power play. And it's cleared out, and Bachard will move it on to Mezzasalma. Mezzasalma knocked down. Another penalty upcoming, as Dylan Haas upended him. Interference is the call, and this will become a 5-on-3 for 46 seconds with 4:49 left. And a golden opportunity for KPC to put this one almost out of reach here. .449 left, and they win the face-off, and a centering pass right through the top of the crease. Marchese walks right in and fired high. Well, that's the last thing you want to see if you're James Cookler. Bacher races over to hold it in. 25 left on the 5-on-3. Marchese walking in again, throws it across. Shot, score! It's Mezzasalma's second. It's a power play goal, restoring the 2-goal lead for KPC. How about this play from Marchese? Looked like he was going to walk in again. Pass was slightly off the mark, but credit to Mezzasalma to be able to adjust and rip that one home. Bulls got work to do. Here's Shankles coming in shorthanded on goal and blockered away by Asturo with just over 4 minutes left. This could be an icing here against Kings Park Commack. Mezzasalma second, Skinner and Bacher get the assists. Believe that will get changed to Marchese and Bacher. And look out here, Donnarumma holds it in. Donnarumma towards the slot, had his shot blocked. Shorthanded, Troy Malone put it high. Shankle Sanders had Donnarumma in front, just getting there to block off the pass was Waterman. Halfway through this final power play here for Kings Park Commack. Waterman banks it out to Schwartz. Donnarumma gave it away, Carbo. Carbo on the backhand, Sanders, and it hit a skate. Schwartz kept it alive. Joseph Schwartz to the circle, blocker save. Cookler had to have that one. It's got to be lights out the rest of the way. Here's Shankles 2-on-2 shorthanded. Crosses wires with Malone. We'll throw it down to the corner. 3 minutes remaining, just 10 left on the power play for KPC. Up the board, Shankles intercepts it. Comes to the side of the goal where it's played away. We're back to 5 aside. The Bulls get 1 kill, but a crucial power play goal for Justin Mezzasalma as KPC back up by 2. Wetzel has to wait for his teammate to touch up. Tuazolo intercepted, got it deeper. 2.5 remaining. Wetzel, keep an eye on Cookler. Brings it in. Wetzel takes it wide, trying to dance through. Shouldered off the puck, another try blocked. Wetzel turnaround shot misses. Up the boards for Allstat. Tuazolo will get it out. Turn right back around by Shankles. 2 minutes left. Shankles from the circle, fanned on the shot, centered it right through the top of the crease. Allstat brings it out. Try to eat more clock here, might get a chance. Allstat from the high slot, put it high. Meyer gets to it. Gave it away, Allstat to Azolo. High slot that it knocked away, 100 seconds left. Here comes Haas. Haas trying to drag his way through. Can he catch up to it? Ran out of room on the shot attempt. Final 90. Still deep in his crease was Cookler, and now doesn't have a choice as Allstat brings it in. This is Tuazolo. And it knocked away. Stumbling down and getting it out is Wetzel, but gives up possession. Trainer will put it in deep as we approach the final minute. And KPC looks to put a bow on this victory. Striga shot misses. Wetzel sidesteps the hit from Allstat. Got around him again. Plays it out towards Haas. Overskated by Schau. A penalty upcoming here against the Bulls that'll likely salt away this hockey game. One last look from Trainer, missed. To Azzolo. Striga. There's a back door, and that one stayed out. Allstat. Separated from the puck. Bulls get the touch. Power play for the final 21.6 for KPC. The Bulls gave it their all. They got within one in the second. Could not get that equalizer. Short-handed just prior to the 5-on-3 that gave Mezzasalma the opportunity to put this game to bed. Of course, Dominic Schau had a potential short-handed breakaway that he just couldn't time up. That was offside. Pettit. Final 10 seconds. Wasilewski starting up the ice, but no one to take the puck. And one more look. Mezzasalma just missed a hat trick. Centering pass where Sek couldn't handle it, and that'll do it. What a finish, but the KPC Knights hang on for the 5-3 victory and get their first win in their last 6 games to improve to 4-5-1 on the season. They pick up points 8 and 9, and the Bulls' valiant comeback effort will fall just short. They lose their 7th straight and will drop to 3-7-0. And a big win for KPC, especially here in regulation, to separate themselves from the Bulls just a bit in the standings. Well, a game by our goaltenders as well as Sturo and Kukler, keeping this game a close one. Well, thanks for tuning in. That'll do it for our coverage. In a couple of moments, though, we'll be back for our first of 2 varsity games. Senior night for the KPC Knights as they do battle against the St. Anthony's Friars. That'll be coming up momentarily. Stay tuned for that one. But for everyone here at LISN, Paul Trentini on the camera, I'm Brady Campbell, signing off. The final score tonight from the North Rink, our only freshman division game of the evening. It's the Kings Park Commack Knights 5 and the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls 3. You've been tuned into the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on the LI Sports Network.